Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, Singapore voted in favor of the recent United Nations General Assembly resolution at the 10th Emergency Special Session on the status of Jerusalem. Our vote in favor of this resolution is consistent with our long-standing position on the unfortunately long-running Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Our position over the years have been based on the principle of seeking peaceful resolution of conflicts by upholding international law and abiding fully with United Nations Security Council resolutions. Jerusalem is a unique city. It has profound religious significance for Muslims, the Jews, and Christians. And the status of Jerusalem is a very complex and sensitive issue with a very long history, fraught with political and religious dimensions. And the special circumstances of Jerusalem have been addressed by numerous United Nations resolutions, with the most recent instance being the resolution that was voted upon on the 21st of December 2017. In fact, an almost identical resolution was considered by the UN Security Council a week earlier, on the 18th of December 2017. At that UN Security Council session, 14 of the 15 members of the Security Council voted in favor of the resolution. And the US was the sole member to vote against and ultimately to cast a veto against that resolution. And that's why the resolution then came to the General Assembly. The resolution in the General Assembly reaffirms the previous UN resolutions, and in particular, it rejected any decisions or actions which purport to alter the character and the status of Jerusalem. And the same resolution calls on all states to comply with the existing UN Security Council resolutions on Jerusalem. Singapore's position on this has been consistent. We do not take sides in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Our objective has always been to support a peaceful resolution to this conflict. We have been a steadfast advocate of a negotiated two-state solution with Israel and Palestine living side by side in peace and security. Accordingly, the future status of Jerusalem should be determined through direct negotiations between both sides. And any unilateral and premature action that might alter the status of Jerusalem would only serve to further destabilize the region. It would impede progress towards a just and durable solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Our vote on the recent resolution is therefore consistent with this policy position. It has at its foundation a key principle of Singapore's foreign policy, which is the promotion of a rules-based global community governed by the rule of international law and always seeking peaceful resolution of disputes. It is also in this context that Singapore has always strictly abided by all UN Security Council resolutions. Indeed, the UN Security Council Resolution 478 of 1980 specifically calls on all UN member states not to take any action that purport to alter the character and status of Jerusalem. Singapore's position on this issue is well known, and our vote at the various UN resolutions related to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict have been guided by the same principle, regardless of the positions of others. Although other states, including bigger powers, may occasionally differ or disagree with certain positions that we take, we maintain a consistent application of this principle. And this ability to maintain consistency over the long term has enabled us to be taken seriously and to be regarded as a reliable partner who can play a constructive role in international affairs. Indeed, Singapore remains a steadfast partner of the US, of Israel, and of the Palestinian people. Our long-standing bilateral relations with all countries are strong and multifaceted, and our shared interests far exceed differences. At the same time, this gives us access and a strong and relationship based on trust with the Palestinians and indeed with the Middle East as a whole. Mr. Speaker, sir, Singapore's vote in favor of the United Nations General Assembly resolution on the 21st of December 2017 was actually a vote for peace and stability. As a small country with a multiracial and multi-religious population, Singapore of all countries fully appreciates that tolerance and the peaceful resolution of disputes are vital for social harmony and for our success as a nation, and indeed for world peace. We therefore hope that the parties involved will work towards the resumption of direct peace negotiations, and this can only be achieved when both sides approach these long-standing sensitive issues in a spirit of good faith and appreciation of each other's beliefs, values, aspirations, hopes, and anxieties.